Welcome to Cruising with Jake. I'm Jake. That's Smoke. Let's go cruising. Well, guys, we got a problem. The wife and I went to go take Smoke out for basically date night and go run around town. Uh, I had just got through driving him earlier, checking fluids and going and getting dog food and stuff. Come back, everything was fine. And we go on our date night, get just down the street here in the neighborhood, and started making some really bad noise from the rear end over here. So, and then I get underneath, or I go start to look around. Notice anything missing? The rear caliper's not where it's supposed to be. Got to driving around and found the brake pad laying in the road over here in the neighborhood. So let's get him jacked up, pull some wheels off. Let's see what's going on. I just noticed something else, and this probably is not going to be very good. The rear end, this tire is usually tucked up underneath here. I have a feeling that something broke on the axle. So let's get it jacked up, figure out what's going on. I have a feeling that's not good. That's the whole axle coming out.
Oh gosh.
Great. Yeah, come look at this carnage. This is straight carnage. Oh, all the axle retaining bracket and everything broke. Y'all seeing that? This is what's supposed to hold. Oh, this is what's supposed to hold the axle in and the brake caliper and everything. I'm missing 3 out of the 4 bolts, and that bolt's bent up. It wrapped my brake line around the axle. I mean, that's some carnage. Hopefully it didn't mess up my caliper. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Hopefully it'll be an easy fix. I want to say some choice words right now, but oh well, you know, that's what you get whenever you have a vehicle like this. I don't even know what to say right now. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to redo my brake line. I'm going to have to find a new axle retainer. Probably a new caliper bracket. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Quick Performance on Monday and get this stuff ordered, because we got some coffee and cars in Oklahoma City on next Saturday, plus a couple other things. I had some filming stuff for you guys that I wanted to do, but I'm filming this on Saturday, December 28th. I'm probably going to put this all in one video, so hopefully come Monday I'll be able to get parts ordered and get this truck back on the road by the end of the week. All right, guys, it's Monday morning after the carnage happened to the rear end and smoke. Broke that axle retainer clip on the rear end on the driver's side. Don't know how it happened, and I know I said that I was going to get a hold of Quick Performance on Monday, but instead I'm going to do one better. I'm going to go get with Andrade's Performance. He's the one I ordered the rear end through, and we're going to head down there to Yukon to his shop and go see him and see if he can help me get the right parts coming. Well, guys, we made it down here to Andrade's Performance, as you see right there. Let's go in here and see if we can get the right parts ordered. There you go. There's his hours of operation, Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5. Give him a call. Well, guys, I'm here with John Andrade Jr. Man, he just hooked me up. He got a hold of Quick Performance for me. They're sending me the new bracket. Like I've told you guys in the videos before, if y'all need anything done from your classic car to your modern vehicle and anything in between, hit these guys up. Nicest guy in the world. I really appreciate you.
Oh, anytime, man. That's what we're here for. So.
Again, they're here in Yukon. They work on anything and everything. So as long as you can get your vehicle to them, let them know I sent you and they'll get you taken care of. Well, guys, I'm back home. Just got back from Andrade's. As you could see, Andrade hooked me up, man. He got a hold of Quick Performance. Quick Performance saw, we sent them pictures of the carnage, and man, their customer service is amazing. I highly, highly recommend Quick Performance. They saw what happened. They saw the pictures and are sending me the parts to fix the truck. So huge shout out to QP also. Thank them. I'm not sponsored by them. I bought this rear end. I've done all the work to it myself, but their customer service is outstanding. They saw what happened, was like, well, that shouldn't have happened. Let's we'll just send you the new parts to get it fixed. So thanks to John. Again, if y'all need any work done to your vehicles, hit them up. Anything from classic cars to modern vehicles and everything in between, they do it all. So a huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to Quick Performance. Hopefully the parts will be in by Thursday. We do have New Year's coming up on Wednesday this week. I don't know how quick they're going to get the parts out. They said they were shipping them out today. you know, with the holidays. So hopefully parts show up Thursday. We can get old smoke put back together and be out cruising again. Well, guys, I'm excited. I just got a text message from John Andrade Jr. It's a week later, but the parts came in to fix the rear end on smoke. So I'm going to go borrow my neighbor's truck, and we're going to run down to Yukon real quick, go pick up the parts, come back, and we'll get to work, get him back on the road. Well, guys, I made it back down here to Andrade's. I'm going to go in here, go grab my parts, and then I got to stop back by O'Reilly's on the way home. I got to get an axle seal and some rear diff fluid because I'm going to change all that stuff out while I'm at it. But let me run in here, grab my parts, and we'll get back to work. All right, guys, I just got back to the house, run by O'Reilly's, grabbing my other little parts that I needed. I actually had an extra wheel seal. I'm waiting on one more quart of the rear diff fluid coming in. But let me show you the parts that I've got, what we're going to be doing today. So, huge shout out to Quick Performance. You know, this was a freak accident. And I got with John Andrade last Monday, and it is Monday again. It's the following week, but there was the new year and everything in between that. So, but huge shout out to Quick Performance for getting me the new axle retainer clip, the new caliper bracket, and all new bolts for this. So this is what we're going to be doing today. First things first, I've got to pull the axle out and finish getting that mangled up mess off of the rear axle there, and the mangled mess on for the caliper bracket there. But we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm going to end up replacing the rubber brake line. That's the original brake line that's on the truck, and after it got wrapped around the axle, I don't really trust it. I did check the metal brake line that's going around there. Let's turn this light on under here. Oh, maybe not. I did check the metal brake line. That is actually the way I set it up whenever I put it in here. This is the factory brake line that came off the factory rear end, but I will eventually remake all that, probably whenever I come in here and redo all the suspension. But we'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to put on some new Brake Best Select. Those are the fully ceramic brake pads. I only use O'Reilly's, guys. I don't use any of the A words in my garage. I've had bad experience with them. And we're going to do a new wheel seal, and obviously we're going to change out the gear oil. So I'm going to get things set up and ready to go, and we're going to start tearing this thing apart and getting back on the road so we can go cruising. All right, let's get this axle pulled out of here. Let me grab some gloves. Anybody that's worked with rear ends on vehicles knows that GL5 stinky. Don't want to get that on your skin. It'll stick with you forever, it seems like. All right. Look at that beefy axle there. Man, I tell you what, Quick Performance makes some really nice stuff. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to change out that seal in there. First, let's get out the grinder and cut off this mangled mess. Show y'all what's going on down here. Look at that. Ew. It's a mangled up mess. And then let me see if I can turn this around. Then the caliper bracket is all messed up too. But that's okay. We got all new parts for that. So let's get back to work. Safety first. Now I isn't the right tool to pull that seal out, but I think I can make it work. Boom, there it goes. So guys, one of the things I like to do is I like to put a little bit of grease on just on the outside of the wheel seal here. And then I definitely like to run some grease. Get over here. And I definitely like to run some grease on the rubber seal side of it. So there's nothing dry. Let me get down here where you can see me. So there's nothing dry whenever the axle goes in and starts turning in there. It just helps protect that seal a little bit. So get a little bit of grease out of my grease gun here. And it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit on the exterior here. Get a little bit more for the rubber. Aha. Just a little bit. Just a little dab will do you. And again, I know this isn't probably the proper tool to put the wheel seal back in with, but I'm just going to take that, set it in there. Let me wipe off my gloves here. Wipe off my gloves here so I don't get my tools just all grody. I've already compressed my caliper, so I really don't need this until I get around to the other side. But I'm just using a big socket to tap this in. And I'm just going to tap it in. I don't want to get that thing off center. Put that on there. Come on, baby. Do any of y'all talk to your projects? I do. I do a lot. Gotta just give it a little bit of encouragement. Well, that blows. I just ruined that seal. It's all right. The O'Reilly's up the street, and I'm gonna probably borrow their seal driver. I was hoping to be able to do it with just what I had in the garage, but you know, it happens. They did fold that seal in, but the local O'Reilly's just right up the street here. They do have that seal in stock. It doesn't cost very much. It's just a 9-inch rear axle seal. So I'll be back. All right, guys. So I'm back from O'Reilly's. Oh, let me get down here so y'all can see me a little bit better. Maybe this is a good teachable moment. So I did not use the right tool to do the job, and this is what happened to the seal. Just blew it in. If y'all can see that, not good. This is not how that's supposed to go. But just ran up to O'Reilly's, less than $6 under my account. Got another seal. So let's get this one greased up, and then I'll show you what the right tool looks like to do this job. Got the seal greased back up here. Before we'll go ahead and just set that in there. Wipe the gloves back off, because this is a borrowed tool or a rental tool that you can just get at O'Reilly's. So, you know, I have a lot of tools over there. I was a tech for a long time, since I was 15 years old. But this is something that I never really got, because other people had them around, or I had the right size socket. The socket will work most of the time. But little sill driver. Make sure that's the right size. Fits really nice in there. Yeah, so if you don't have the right tool to do a certain job, run up to your local O'Reilly's. It's a rental fee. You basically pay for the tool, and then whenever you take it back, they give you your money back. I really should just invest in one of these, keep it around. But now, this you go. All right, we're bottomed out. Just that easy. See, the right tool for the job makes your life a lot easier sometimes. So again, this is just the kind of person I am. I'm returning the tool in the same, if not better shape than as it was whenever I borrowed it. It's just the type of person I am. I wish everybody was like that, because it'd sure make life a lot easier. And at your place of work, boy, now I'm unemployed as of right now. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing these YouTube videos. Maybe we can make this work in the long run. But, you know, I always took care of the tools and equipment that I used at my place of work, even if I didn't buy it. Why? Because I have to use it every day. And you know what? You keep your tools nice, your job goes easier. It just makes life a lot easier if your tools are clean, organized, put back where they belong. So, I know my garage is a mess right now, and I don't like it like this, but it is winter time. I need to open up the garage next nice day, pull everything out, put it back real, and get it all put back together. But I'll take this back to O'Reilly's when my next bottle of rear gear fluid comes in. All right, got the seal in. Let's put that axle back in and start putting everything back together. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. There's something really cool. So on the hub out here, I've got the extra long hardened studs in there. But so this is a 5-on-5 or 5-on-4 3/4 hub. And what's really cool about these Quick Performance rear ends is that their studs are just screwed in here. So just take and put you an impact or a wrench on there, and whoop, take them out. And you can change the lug pattern if you need to do such a thing. I run a 5-on-4 3/4 lug pattern, so that's what I ordered it for and got it set up as. That axle bearing looks to be in good shape. No noise, so let's shove her back in. Look at my splines here. Everything looks good. All right. Set back in there. Then wipe my gloves off. Give it a little bit of tap. Boom, axle's back in. Let's get the bracket put on there. I'm gonna get rid of these gloves. I'm done dealing with the grease and stuff for now anyways. All right, so these little T bolts, if you can see those, are what holds the axle in. So I'm gonna get the right tools for this, and let's get these things put in there. Let me come grab y'all, show you what's going on over here. All right, got the axle in there. Flip you got. And this is how that bracket is supposed to look in there. Just goes around the axle, and I'm supposed to retain it in there. Get my bolt holes lined up. Looks like we're lined up. So me get these bolts in there and get them tightened down, and hopefully we don't have this problem ever again. Chair over. All right, so what's cool about these quick performances are they've got this access hole, so I just need to rotate the axle around to each bolt and put the socket on there, run it down, and then I'm gonna put a ratchet on there and get it really locked down. Axle's in. Now I need to get the tools and things to be able to remove this old bracket off my caliper. Quick Performance was nice enough to send me a new caliper bracket, but I think mine's fine. It really just broke the axle retainer on there. So let me get that old caliper bracket off of there, or the old axle retainer bracket off of there, and let's get it changed out. And QP made it nice. Almost all their bolts on here are the same size. And, you know, it's either a 9/16 or a 14 millimeter, new school, old school, however you want to say it. But that's what everything back here on, that's what the axle nuts were, or the axle retaining nuts were, and it's a T bolt on the other side, so you don't have anything there, and then everything on the caliper bracket. This is the old center seat that came out of smoke. Fold down center console. But like I said in a previous video, and if you haven't seen that one, make sure you go back and look at it. I took it out and I welded some bracing underneath there, and welded some casters on the bottom, and it's my mechanic stool. Oh no, guys. That's a boo-boo. That nut is messed up. Show y'all this. Do you see something wrong there? So that's going to be interesting to get off. I mean, I guess I could take everything else off and then just get my grinder out and cut it off. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna get a pair of pliers and put on that, and I've got some Nip-X pliers. Once I get the others out, maybe I can get a socket on the back side. And zip that out. So let me get back to it. of the bolts won't come out without taking the brake line off the back of the caliper. I'm not quite ready to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and use the whole caliper bracket and everything that Quick Performance sent me. So let me go ahead and get that off here. Maybe. Well guys, I wasn't quite ready to take the brake line off, but it looks like it's going to be easier to do it this way. So let me go ahead and do that. I decided I'm going to go ahead and use the new stuff. I'll save that other piece for just in case. Kind of a hoarder when it comes to stuff like that. So let's get this mounted up. Right back on there like that. It's actually got a spacer that goes in there. And we'll be back at it. All nice and tight. We get the new brake pads, and we need to set this rotor back on. Got the rotor back on now. Now we'll grab the new brake pads and get this caliper mounted back on. Got to put this clip back on the back of the brake pad, and I got to be able to get this piece here up over onto the body of the brake pad. So let me grab a flathead screwdriver, my little pocket screwdriver. We'll make that happen. Just want to show you guys how to get it up over the body of the brake pad there. Now what's cool, even though these are rear brakes, these brake pads are from like a G body, so Olds, Buick, or anything like that from the early to mid 80s. I guess all the way through the 80s. But these are the front brake pads off of say a Grand National or something like that. Alright guys, got the caliper back on. Now we're going to replace this brake line, and then I'm going to have to holler at probably my neighbor. My wife's not home right now, she's at work, but I'll have to probably holler at my neighbor, come over and help me bleed these brakes. And then I'm going to move to the other side. I don't want to do anything on that other side by compressing the caliper or anything like that until I get this brake line replaced and get this side bled out. I don't want to try to move any air through the system at all. Since this is the only brake line that I broke open and it's been over here steadily dripping out, all I want to have to do is just bleed this brake. And if I do it this way, then that's all I'll have to do. I'm afraid that if I went ahead over and just replaced the brake line or the brake pads on the other side, and I compressed that caliper, that it might move some air around in the lines, and I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to have to re-bleed the whole brake system. So let me get the stuff, get this brake line replaced, and then I'll have to put it on pause for a minute while I get a hold of my neighbor over here to see if I can get him to come pump some brakes for me. One of the things you guys always want to do when you're replacing your brake lines, make sure you replace those copper crush washers in between, with the banjo, or in the banjo bolt. Go on each side of the block here that goes to the caliper. I did this because I'm using stock brake lines on something that's not stock. It's not quite lining up right, but I know I had it in there before, so I'll get it again. Figured out what the problem is. These blocks, let me come a little closer. These blocks on these brake lines are completely square. I need to modify this a little bit to be able to fit in the hole. You know, I'm using basically a front caliper off of a 84 Buick Regal or a Olds Cutlass and a rear brake line on an 02 Chevy truck. So I need to get my grinder out with my buffing wheel and just knock these corners down off of this. I'll be right back. So y'all can see I had to take this and round it off pretty good. There's no fluid that runs through there. You know, this is kind of what hot rodding's all about. Take what you got, make it work. Well, there we go. I got everything installed. Might not be exactly pretty, but it's going to work. And we'll redo this one day. One of these days, whenever hopefully I'll be able to afford to, we're going to redo all the metal brake line back here, and then we'll do some braided brake lines, the flexible lines going back to the rear caliper. But for right now, I'm going to kind of wrap some things up here. I'll give my neighbor a call, see if I can get him to come over here and pump some brakes for me. Then we'll do the other side, which I probably won't film that because everything's okay over there. I'm just putting on some brake pads. But I will be back to film getting this thing on the ground, getting it running, and taking him out for a test drive. So guys, exciting news. He's down on the ground. He's done. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of y'all that might not know me, in 2018, I had to have a back fusion done on my lower back on my L5S1. Back in May of 2024, I broke one of my screws in the back. Then I had to have that hardware removed. Needless to say, my lower back is killing me. That's why I don't do this stuff for a living anymore. I do enjoy doing it on my truck, but this is about as much as I can do at a time. So, but it's done. I'm excited about that. I'm going to shut the hood on it, open up this garage door, fire him up. He is on E85 and it is in the 20s outside. So I'm going to let him warm up. I'm going to back him out and got to clean up some stuff here in the garage. And then we'll go take him for a test drive. He's alive and he moved. Hop in him, let's go for a ride. All right guys, we're leaving the neighborhood here. Everything so far feels good. Let's see. Let's get him out on the main road. See how that goes. feel pretty good. Not hearing any funny noises or anything coming from back there. The wheels are tucked back up underneath the fender flares like they're supposed to be. Drive down here a little bit and turn around and head back home. Out there. Yep. Everything feels good. Started spinning in first, clicked it in second, came to, went through all 3 gears, running like a champ. I'm glad to have my truck back so I can take y'all for some cruises. So I'm gonna take him back home, put him away for the night. Got some things going on tomorrow, and we're gonna go out hopefully Wednesday of this week. Y'all see this video will be today is Thursday as you're seeing it. It is right now Monday as I'm shooting this video. So hopefully be making a trip on Thursday. We've got a chance of snow. It's not going to keep me from getting this truck out and going for a cruise. Heater works great in him. Big wide tires. Should be fun. But I think we're going to make a trip up to Stillwater to go see my daughter up at OSU. So I'm going to end this video here. The carnage is fixed, guys. Thank you to Andrade's Performance down in Yukon. Don't forget, if y'all need any work, hit him up, get that taken care of. And thank you to Quick Performance Rear Ends. If y'all need one, their customer service is out of this world. I am not sponsored by them, by no means. They did help me out and send me these parts. But if anybody from Quick Performance watches this video, wants to do something, hit me up. We'll see what we can get done. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down in the comments below. Tell me what I did wrong. I'm sure I did a lot of stuff wrong, but let y'all tell me. Thanks, guys. Remember, don't worry about it. Keep on cruising.